with the decision or opinion you might think. I think we should talk about how wonderful it would be if we had the minority opinion.
And what John's saying is we need to actively support the minority opinion that was written by the other four justices on the whole issue of Citizens United. And I agree with that. We have four really fantastic justices who came in on the right side of that. This issue of corporations being able to spend freely in elections it's a policy nightmare, but the politics of it are actually quite good, because I can tell you that people that are completely opposite me on various policy issues, or if you can go to a Tea Party rally, they understand that corporations, just as much as you do, should not be meddling in people's elections. That they should be heard, or you should be heard, the people who actually vote. And if you look at the polling on this, it's amazing, because it's a real opportunity for us to stand up and say, here's where we can agree. This is a terrible policy, terrible for our country. Corporations are not people. They should not be able to meddle in these things, and we need to put them back in their place. And it's a wedge issue where we will get real support from independents and Republicans as well.
Is anybody going to introduce legislation?
Oh, absolutely. We're looking at, I'm guessing anywhere between 5 and 20 bills on this issue alone, and as well as the long-term prospect of a constitutional amendment. Mary Ann.
Actually, I wanted to follow up on that, and so we're really looking at the bottom line is the personhood of corporations. Is that really what Congress is ready to deal with?
It's a great question, but the problem is that it's not really the right tool. Corporations are, and the question is, are people ready to take personhood away from corporations? That is a history that's played out because of, I think, court rulings that happened as a result of how each and every state charters their corporation. And it means we're going to have to do this fight in Congress to hem this in. We're going to have to push for things like a constitutional amendment, but we also need to fight this fight at the state level. And if you don't think this is going to have a huge impact on local candidates and things in your own backyard, I can tell you, judges are the first people who are probably already feeling the pressure of this horrible decision. Because if you rule as a judge against a corporation, and you know they have the deepest pockets out there, and that they can come into a judge race that nobody really pays attention to at the same level as a governor's race or a congressional race, and they can swamp you with their, with big money. Judges are going to think before they rule against that corporation. We don't want them constrained that way. So we're going to have to take this on at the state level with people like Senator Keller and others who are looking at some of these things, at the congressional level, anywhere we can get teeth on this to make sure that we put this genie back in the